Letting go. Two words that sound so gentle, but feel like being torn apart from the inside. She thought she knew how to release, until life asked her to release everything she loved. A dream that didn't work out, a person who didn't stay, a version of herself that couldn't come along anymore. Every piece of her identity was slipping through her fingers like sand. At first, she resisted. She tried to hold the pieces together, gluing them with hope, with effort, with denial. But what is meant to leave will always find a way out. She screamed at the universe, "Why give me something, only to take it away?" And the silence that followed wasn't cruel, it was compassionate. Because the universe doesn't take things to punish you. It removes what's no longer aligned with your becoming. She didn't understand that yet. Not until she finally let her tears fall, not as weakness, but as surrender. She cried for the version of herself that tried so hard to hold on. She cried for the dreams that once made her heartbeat quicken and now felt like strangers. But when she finally stopped fighting, she felt something new: space. Space for peace. Space for rest, space for who she could become next. Because life can't pour new blessings into hands that are still clenched around the old ones, she started small. Unfollowed reminders of her past. Donated clothes from a chapter she'd outgrown. Deleted numbers she would never call again. Each act of release was a silent prayer. I trust what S meant to stay will find me again. For the first time, her mornings felt lighter. Her mind was no longer a battlefield. She stopped replaying conversations, trying to change endings that were never hers to rewrite. Instead, she whispered, "Thank you for the lesson," and walked forward with faith. And one morning, while sitting by the window, she realized she didn't ache anymore. The memory still existed, but it no longer hurt to hold it. It had transformed from pain into peace, from a wound into wisdom. That's when she understood letting go isn't losing. It's loving something enough to free it. It's trusting that what's real will return and what's not will bless you by leaving. She learned that life's greatest art is not in holding on tightly, but in releasing gracefully. Because nothing grows in a closed hand. The more she let go, the more she received, not the same things, but better ones. Peace replaced anxiety. Clarity replaced confusion. Faith replaced fear. She realized closure doesn't come from answers. It comes from acceptance. You don't move on when you stop caring. You move on when you start understanding. And understanding is simple. Some people are temporary teachers. Some dreams are stepping stones. Some endings are disguised beginnings. Everything serves a purpose, even if you can't see it yet. The more she practiced release, the freer she became. Her heart no longer clung to maybes. Her mind no longer begged for certainty. She no longer chased. She attracted. She no longer begged. She believed. And in that belief, she discovered a peace deeper than any closure. She started smiling at the sky again because she knew every no from life was protecting her from a lesser yes. She began to see loss differently, not as emptiness, but as clearing. Because the universe removes what blocks your blessings long before you realize what it's doing. When people asked how she managed to stay so calm, she said, "I learned to trust exits as much as entrances. Because both are divine choreography, one removes what's done, the other invites what's next." Now, she moves through life lightly, no longer afraid to lose. Because what's truly hers can't be taken. It can only arrive in its own time. And every time she releases, something better finds its way to her. Not because she chased it, but because she made space for it. So if you're holding on to something that's already gone, listen to her words. You're not breaking. You're becoming lighter. Letting go is not the end. It's how new beginnings are born. And when you finally stop gripping the past, you'll realize the future was waiting patiently on the other side of surrender, because the universe doesn't steal, it shifts. It doesn't end, it evolves. It doesn't take what's yours, it takes what's not you anymore. And when you understand that, you'll breathe again. You'll walk lighter. You'll stop fearing loss. Because letting go isn't giving up, it's growing up. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more content that helps us grow together.